Okay, we're rolling.
Do you guys hear the tick, 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 tick?
3, 2, 1.
Hi, guys.
We're las informativas. Oh, that was good. Hi, guys. We're las informativas, and welcome back to our podcast. Hi, guys. I'm Jessie.
And I'm Lourdes. Welcome back to our podcast.
This is our first episode of many.
More to come.
Mm-hmm.
On this podcast, we're going to talk a lot about our experience, our things we lived through, gossip, hot tea, crimes and stuff like that, healthcare. We're going to talk about everything. And if you ever want to join us and sit with us, you won't sit on the couch because obviously it won't fit. But if you ever want to join us, you can always hit us up on Instagram. You guys can come and join and talk to us. You know, talk about stuff. Talk about your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this episode, we're gonna be talking about how me and Lourdes actually met, because
we weren't supposed to be friends.
Yeah.
We were supposed to be enemies. We're frenemies. It was a very funny story because Jessie and I, we knew about each other. Well, I knew Jessie's life. But I never knew Jessie. I never met Jessie. La famosa Jessie. La famosa Jessie de Connecticut. Yeah. When I first thought, when somebody told me her name, I'm like, oh, Jessica. They're like, no, her name is Jessie. And I'm like, what do you mean her name is Jessie? They're like, no, se llama Jessie. And I'm like,
and remember that.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? I thought her name was like Jessica, Yesenia. Me llamo Jessie Rivera Castro. I was like, oh my god. I was like, my bad. I saw her social and her license. Her name is Jessie, guys. But our friendship was very, very weird because we talked to each other previously, but I feel like when this whole party, we had a party and she stood over, like, we became closer. Like, we became more friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was so cool that we were able to become friends like that.
Like that, yeah. Mm-hmm. It was like an instant, like, it wasn't like a forced friendship.
No, it was kind of like an instant bond. Like, neither her or I reached out. It was more like we kind of got united. Like, we were just like, oh, you know, this and the third. Oh, this and the third. And then we just continued and kept going and kept going. So I think that was very nice of us to be friends.
Very demure.
Thank you. Yeah, very demure, very classy. Still to this day, I don't know what demure means, but beyond the point. We're gonna tell you how we actually met and like the whole
situation behind how we met. Yeah.
Because it wasn't just a regular friendship.
Yeah. So I followed Lourdes on Instagram. Like, I knew of her.
Like a lot of you guys do.
And the first time I met Lourdes was at a birthday party. And I didn't really say hi to her because I didn't really know her. But, like, I just saw her, like, across the room. And I was like, oh, Hairston. I was like, I think that's the girl that I follow on Instagram. Like, and that's it. Like, that's all that I really knew about Lourdes.
Yeah, there wasn't really nothing. I'm very private in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I am.
Yeah.
I'm not, like, I do post a lot on my private story. You know, I post a lot of shit. But, pero, sin embargo, soy muy privada con mi vida y siento que desde que yo he visto muchas cosas que ha pasado con muchachas que la han violado, que la han visto por Instagram, like, you know, I see her on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kidnap her. Yeah, I've been terrified of that. Terrified. But, you know, that was one of the main things that, you know, I followed Jessie because I knew her.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really know Jessie. But Jessie is actually married.
Mm-hmm.
She has her husband, and I was actually friends with one of her husband's family members. Me and her are no longer friends because I became friends with Jessie. Hater alert! I became friends with Jessie, and she did not like that I was friends with Jessie. Which was okay, which was fine. But I just always thought that you guys never really talked. Like,
not really.
You guys never really sat down and like chit chat.
Had a conversation.
Yeah, I feel like it was more like I hate you.
Yeah, it was more he said, she said.
Yeah. And gente que vive así no vive por mucho, okay? Se mueren más rápido. Pero I feel like you and that person never got to sit down and talk. Yeah. But again, like, who am I to say shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck my family. Like, I don't even talk to them. Like, it is what it fucking is. Like, it comes to a point where you don't even care anymore. And it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, like, out of that situation came our friendship.
To be honest, like, our friendship grew a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember, like, the first time meeting you, like I said, like, I didn't even know who you were. Like, I knew of you, and that's about it.
I just remember Jessie coming in, and, like, she sat in the corner, and, like, I was like, oh, okay. Okay, hi. And from there on, I remember this individual. Mm-hmm. She was gonna come over to my house, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna invite your brother and your sister-in-law. She's like, yeah, you know, if you want. And I was like, yeah, you know. And I was like, oh, Jessie, pull up, you know, bring the buzz ball. She's like, all right, you know. And we all sat down. After that day, Jessie invited me to go out to eat because she did something in my bathroom. But anywho, and then from there, we became friends. We weren't, like, best of friends. Yeah, it was more like, oh, yeah, I've hung out with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he estado con ella. Mm-hmm. Pero, you know, no soy amigada with her.
Yeah.
Y siento que después de una fiesta que nosotros teníamos en mi casa, Jessie y yo nos quedamos en la casa. Y our friendship kind of grew.
Yeah, I mean, because we were strangers before that. Yeah. And you had just asked me for a favor. Like, you were like, Jessie, you're coming to my house anyways. You know, like,
Lourdes, I was busy cooking, guys.
Yeah, Lourdes was in charge of the party. She was decorating, cooking, getting everything ready. And she didn't have time. So she was like, she reached out to me and was like, Jessie, can you do me a favor? I'm like, yeah, like, what's up? Like, we're going to be guests to your house. Like, you know, whatever I can do to help. And she was like, can you run to the grocery store and buy me a chicken? I was like, okay. Like, we went to the grocery store and me encargaron 2 pollos y no había. So I only bought 1.
Y solo porque ella compró un pollo, hablaron mal.
Yeah.
Pero, what I'm trying to, I'm sorry. I just keep thinking about the fact that whole shit went down. But, I lost my train of thought. Yeah.
But yeah, like it was a simple situation, you know. I was doing a favor for Lourdes. Like,
I feel like it was bought out of proportion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Como que él no tenía los huevos para decírmelo en la cara y fue y se lo dijo a esta persona. Y ella, no sé si, yo lo que creo que como que él habló mal y ella le creó.
Yeah, I think
you know
so.
What I'm saying? Y es lo que es, al final del día, something that I've learned is that if your mom doesn't like your friends, tienes razón.
Yeah.
Escuche a tu mamá, porque tenía razón. It was something just very little, like, you know what I'm saying? Just because I was hanging out with her enemy. But to be honest with you, you should never make an enemy out of your sister-in-law. I love my sister-in-law. I love her. Like, me and her have a great bond together. Like, you know, I'm excited for her to come for Christmas. Like, you know, she's my sister-in-law, you know. That's my brother's wife, you know. I love her with all my heart. And my other sister-in-law, like, you know, I love her too. Like that's my little sister, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are my sisters for me. And I just think it was just,
the whole situation was just blown out of proportion.
It really was.
Like, it was a favor. Like, if you're doing a favor for someone you don't know, like, you know, like I expected Lourdes, like, okay, Jessie, thank you for the favor. Like, here's the money for the chicken, right?
Exactly.
Like,
pero, como siempre, uno sale de mal cuando hace favores. So, don't ever do a favor because sales de mal.
Yeah.
You know, porque al final del día, yo y Jessie salimos de mal.
Yeah. But we could say that out of that bad situation came our friendship.
You know, wait, ¿qué es la que dice la gente blanca? De una situación sale la luz?
Something like that. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna ask my white friend. I'm gonna ask and be like, oh, I don't even have my phone. But, yeah, de ahí nos hicimos amigas. Le digo yo a Jessie, oye, yo voy para Texas, vámonos. She's like, yeah, And I was like, yeah, you want to go? She's like, yeah. You know, like, fuck it. And de ahí nos fuimos para Texas. Y we had a very good time over there in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We'll post some pictures here so you guys can see that we had fun. It was a very new experience, but I feel like all friendships have their up and downs, and thankfully we haven't had any downs. And I've heard that when you don't have downs in your relationships, it's because that's a genuine friend. And trust me when I say that this other individual, we had a lot of downs, mainly because she was the main one that became the down. But again, I will be the bad guy because I really don't give a fuck about anyone or what they think or anything. So what I'm trying to say to you guys is be friends with people, because you don't know, that person may be your best friend and you're probably being an asshole. So
yeah. I mean, I would say that like our friendship, it grew like little by little, like, you know.
It did.
Yeah. And I think one of the main things that we bonded over when we first met was Jersey Shore.
Oh my god, that was the first thing ever. I will never forget. Jessie like turns and we're on the sofa like at my house, and she goes, "So do you watch Jersey Shore?" And I'm like, "Jersey Shore?" I'm like, "Oh my god, like yeah, I watch Jersey Shore. Like I watched all of them, even the new ones." And Jessie's like, "Oh my god, there's new ones?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like." Bro, like, I watched Jersey Shore, and she's like, damn, like, really? Like, you know, I love Jersey Shore. I've been watching Jersey Shore since I was 8 years old. So, very young. You know, this came out in 2009, right? 2006, very long time ago.
Yeah.
Because now the people are, like, 40, 50, they're old, okay? Jesse was probably, like, 16 back in the days. But, yeah, we would go to my house. We like, if I didn't go to my house, I lived at my house. There
was a point where I basically lived at your house.
Yeah, there was a point that Jessie would be there every single day, and we would sit on the couch, either smoke a blunt or drink wine, and just watch
Jersey Shore. Yeah.
And we would order food, and we would just watch Jersey Shore.
Yeah, it was just like a bond that grew little by little, but started off with us both enjoying and just like enjoying each other's company and just watching something that we both liked.
Yeah, and it's something that you like when you're able to like estar con una persona así. I feel like it's so cool because you don't have to try hard. You don't have to be like, oh my god, I hope she likes me. Like, no, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I'm doing me. You know what I'm saying? And that's how our friendship started, you know? It started off with that party, and thankfully I lost a friend that wasn't really real to me, and I gained a friend that, you know, we're still here, and we're here with you guys, and
making a podcast.
Yeah, we're excited to talk to you guys and, you know, give our 2 cents to everyone in the world, because you guys deserve our 2 cents, even though nobody gives a fuck, but you guys deserve it, and aquí estamos.
Yeah, and I think that's something that I really like about you, how blunt you are, and how you don't sugarcoat things. No. Like, you just say how it is. Like,
so for those who know me and know my mom is very blunt. My mom le vale verga para hablar. Mi mamá never cared.
Yeah.
You know my mom.
Yeah.
She's very loyal. I got it from my mom. And then I grew up with boys, you know, my brothers. And then I went to high school, and I was in a shop full of boys. And boys are very blunt. They don't give a fuck. They'd be like, oh, fuck you, bro. And then I'm like, oh, what happened now? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I grew up being very blunt and not to sugarcoat anything. And I'm very thankful for that. So don't ever ask me how you look in anything, because I'm very blunt.
She'll give you 100% honest opinion.
Exactly. I'd be like, yo, what the fuck are you wearing? Like, there was one time, I don't remember what Jessie was wearing, and I look at her and I'm like, Jessie, what are you wearing? And she was, she was wearing this skirt, this long skirt.
Oh, the Shakira skirt.
Yeah. I looked at her and I was like, Jessie, what the fuck are you wearing? And she like turned and she goes, a skirt. And I'm like, okay, like, you know, like, all right, you know, all right. She had a Shakira moment in the summertime, guys. She really wanted to be Shakira, but yeah, and that's something that I've always had. I was very blunt. Yeah, I just love how slow you are.
What do you mean?
Anyway. You guys are gonna notice more in this podcast that Jessie is very slow. Okay, Jessie, like, I would say something to her and like she'll have to think. She'll have to think through it, and then when she gets it, she's like, "Oh my god!" Like, you know, like she gets it. And her husband told me, like, bro, like that's just how she is. And I remember in Texas, like, she had like 55 points of observation. And for those who don't know what 50 points of alteration means, like, when somebody points something out stupid and like we
it's
all
like
see
it's
it,
obvious.
yeah, like something obvious, we'll be like, okay, observation point. Like, you know, if someone was to say, "Oh my god, look, that car almost hit that car," I'd be like, okay, point one for observation. Jessie had like 75 points in one day. Like, she had like so many points, and I was like, oh my god. And I remember her husband looks at me and goes, "I fucking told you she was like this." And I started laughing because I was like, I didn't know it was true. But yeah, you'll notice more in this podcast that everything slips on Jessie. Like, I don't know if it's just that you're very careless. Like, you're very, not in a rude way, but like you're very like, eh.
Yeah, like nonchalant.
Yeah, you're very nonchalant. That's the word. Like, Jessie doesn't like get angry or like want to fight anyone. She's very much like,
like, it's there.
It's there. Like, if it happen. If it doesn't, pues vale verga.
Yeah.
You know, like, and Jesse's like that. Yeah. But that's our friendship. That's how we met. That's how we're still friends, and that's why we are here.
Yeah, and I think like just us being very opinionated and we're both very outspoken. And I would say differently we're outspoken, but we're still outspoken.
I feel like you kind of sugarcoat things sometimes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, just tell me the fucking honesty. She just be like, okay. And she goes, but I'm very honest. I never really cared to like sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not gonna waste my time sugarcoating it.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna know.
Get to the point. That's
yeah.
It. Yeah.
Bro, that is how I am. If you ever text me and you need something, get to the fucking point, please.
Mm-hmm. Never like, "Hi, Lourdes, good morning.
I know you don't care about me.
How are you?"
I know you don't care about me. Like, there's this girl that texts me, and she's always like, "Hey, Lourdes, how are you? Hope life is good." And then I'm like, what the fuck do you want? And then I have this other friend who's like, "Hey, Lourdes, hope you're good. Fíjate que blah, 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 blah." And she goes on, you know, and I'm like, oh, thank God. And I think my mom's also like that. Like, she's very, like, get to it. Like, what the fuck do you want? And I got that from my mom. I got a lot of traits from my mom. Yeah. My mom blessed me with a lot of awful traits.
Alright, guys. Well, thank you for watching our first episode of Las Informativas.
This was our story of our friendship. And hopefully you'll hear more of our stories, more of our thoughts, more of the criminals, crimes, a lot of stuff that we have in mind for you guys. If you ever want to hear us talk about something, in our opinion, you can literally contact us. We will get right back to you guys. So thank you for sitting here and watching us and knowing us.
Alright, guys, until the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.